Okay, so let's look in a bit more detail about how you would complete a simulation form in practice. So the first thing to do is to navigate your way to the simulation tab. You'll find yourself on a screen that looks something like this. And there are really two kind of options for you when completing your simulation form. So the most obvious one is to use this button here. This will take you to a blank or almost blank simulation form for you to complete. So there are various sections to this form. First of all, you give your job a name and a description, and you can provide an email address which will send a notification to when the job is finished. You then give some parameter values which define the operating conditions for your battery, and then you define the parameter values for the battery itself. So I won't go through each of the parameters in lots of detail. There's a fairly explanatory description under each field that clarifies what we're asking for, but you can see at a glance there's various conductivities, diffusivities, temperatures, and other parameter values like that you can adjust. Now, the number of parameter values that need to be filled in here is both a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing in the sense that we've really given the user full control over what DandeLiion is doing, and this number of parameters is really needed just because the underlying model that DandeLiion is solving is a fairly complicated one, so there really are just lots of parameters in the model that's being solved. But at the same time, we realise that filling in all of these fields from scratch every time you want to run a simulation may not be the most attractive thing. So we've provided an alternative from starting from a blank form, which is to use one of these pre-populated templates here as a kind of springboard that you can adapt and mold to fit the particulars of the simulation that you actually want to run. So there's four options here that you can use as a springboard. One is based on a COCAM cell, another one on an LG cell. Another one here is based on a device with a graphite anode and an LFP cathode, and then a fourth one here based on a graphite anode and an NCA cathode. And as time goes on, we may well provide more of these templates that you can use as a springboard. So for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm just going to pick this one. And you'll see that when you follow one of these links, you arrive back at the simulation form, but the fields have been pre-populated for you with representative parameter values. So it may well be that the particulars of your simulation require you to tweak various ones of these fields, but nonetheless, we hope that this is a more attractive option than starting from afresh. So, as I say, you'll go through and adjust the particulars of this form to meet your needs. And then, well, at the bottom of the form, you're asked to agree to our terms of service, which you can read in full by following this link here. You're provided the option to keep your simulation results private. So if you select this option, it will only be yourself and people who you provide a unique link to who will be able to see the results. So if you're running sensitive simulations, you can exploit that option. And then once you're satisfied that you've asked DandeLiion to do what you want it to, you submit the simulation, pressing this button, and you will then be taken to a page that looks like this. So it confirms that the job has been successfully submitted. It provides you with a link which you can save in your bookmarks. This link will bring you back to this page in the future, so that if you want to disappear off and do other things while your job is running, you'll be able to find your way back here easily. And then, as a kind of check that the simulation has been submitted as you expected, DandeLiion will spit out some plots of some of the basic parameters and functions that you've provided for your simulation. So you can see here there's plots of conductivity and diffusivity in the electrolyte, and then diffusivities and overpotentials of the anode and cathode. Okay, so this is the basics of completing a simulation form. In the second simulation form video, I will go through how to troubleshoot error messages when you submit your simulation form, and how to access some of the more advanced features in the simulation form. So I'll see you for that one shortly.